Today we'll be discussing genetic crosses. For those of you who don't know what they are, it is the deliberate breeding of two different individuals that results in an offspring that carry part of the genetic material of each parent, according to Green Facts 2016. There are three main topics of genetic crosses, and they are as follows: features of inheritance, Punnett squares, and monohybrid and dihybrid crosses.
Some features of inheritance can be caused by the environment. Some characteristics or features are passed on from one generation to the next. Some examples of these are nose shape, the shape of the earlobes, or even your eye color. In this picture, you can see the tasters of PCT in the family tree. Some are tasters of it, and some are not. But how do we determine how you get your features? We use a Punnett square.
Punnett squares can determine the chance of characteristics in a parent's offspring. Dominant and recessive genes. As you can determine from the names, the dominant gene is the stronger gene and the recessive is weaker. Homozygous and heterozygous genes. What are they? Homozygous means both genes are both either dominant or recessive from one side. For example, capital B, or lowercase b. Heterozygous means that both genes have different dominant or recessive genes. For example, capital B, lowercase b. If you have a homozygous dominant green-eyed gene from an offspring's mother's side versus a homozygous recessive blue-eyed gene from the father's side, the mother's green eyes would be passed on every time until the next generation.
Monohybrid and dihybrid cross. They both fall under the category of a Punnett square. So what's the difference between the two?
Well, monohybrid is a method of determining the inheritance patterns of a trait between two single organisms, crossed between parents who are true breeding for a trait, from the picture aside. And dihybrid is making the Punnett square a much larger 4x4 Punnett square, rather than your usual monohybrid Punnett square with its 2x2 crosses. Dihybrid combines two characteristics from each parent.
Before Mendel, people were mainly thinking like Aristotle. Genetic crosses were the combining of two parents, and that would be the offspring. So if a black bird and a white bird bred, then they would make a grey bird. YouTube Crash Course 2012. After Mendel finished his work on pea plants, people started to make evolutionary thoughts like Punnett squares, and that is what shaped genetic crossovers. By watching this video,
You are supporting your local
school